You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files Season 3 with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit us at www.kyxfiles.com. And now, on to our show.
Welcome back, guys, to your Kentucky X-Files.
Ow!
Yeah.
Welcome back! Ow!
Is it Denny Roxo?
Yeah. Oh wow. It's a beautiful day. Almost was spring again today.
Yeah, at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Can I tell you guys about something? My wife is trying to kill me. I gotta get this off my chest.
Okay.
She feels no cold weather. She feels nothing. Okay? I can see my breath. And I'm like, okay, we go to bed, right? And I get my blanket, man. I'm all covered up. And I'm all snuggled up, man. I'm comfortable, Denny. Sleeping Denny, right? And sometime in the night, this creature, this fiend, my wife, she turns off all the heat. And then she's fine. She's just laying there. Like, she's good, dude. There's like steam coming off of her. And I'm fucking dying. I'm like, I wake up in the morning, man, and I'm like, somehow I turned into this huge bitch, right? I can't take the cold anymore. I used to be impervious, right? I go outside bare chested, slap a fucking bear, just breathe in the winter snow, not anymore. It's like a little bit chilly now, man. Nope. I got a coat on. I got a sweater on. I got, a scarf, and she's fine. So the only thing I think of is she's trying to get rid of me. she's trying to kill me.
Is she playing the long game on you? Is that what that is?
I think it is. She's trying to freeze me out over time.
She's trying to eliminate weak bloodline.
Yeah.
He can't handle the cold. Must exterminate.
I have to get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
And I don't get it, because I'm like, how is she able to maintain 108 degrees like this? Because I can't. My like 97 over here is struggling. And I'm like, I wake up, I'm sitting there, man, and I'm freezing my ass off. Like, I can't take it. She feels nothing. So yeah, I had to get that off my chest. If anything happens, I disappear. Just come chisel me out of the ice and try to revive me if you can, like Encino Man.
All right. Yeah. Me and Tyler just start randomly working a job together and drag you along. Like, this is our cousin from Estonia.
Weekend at Denny's me.
Weekend at Denny's you. Even better.
Wow, we just mixed two movies together there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This spans like 10 years too.
Yeah.
Just saying, I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she can handle it, but I can't do it. So I'm going to sign her up for one of those Alaska survival shows, because I feel like the biggest thing is them staying warm, right?
Right.
Done. She's got it in the bag, dude. We're going to be millionaires in no time.
I mean, that, or you could get her on, like, what is it? The Deadliest Catch.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She could make a killing as a lobster fisherman.
Yeah. I mean, she'd be gone for a little bit, but
yeah, but she'd also be home for a lot too. Those guys only work like 3 months a year.
Yeah, I was about to say 3 months.
That's true. Yeah.
And they get paid like stupid money.
The whole time she's fishing, I'll have the heater on. I'll be warm as shit. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be excellent. I'm so excited to tell her when she gets home.
It's a game plan. I like it.
It is. You know, I'm glad we could brainstorm this, and I thank you guys for the help because I was getting nowhere with her. I was like, I'm freezing. She's like, you're a bitch. You know, she's very different when it's early. I don't know. It's weird.
Are you going to tell her it was my idea? She becomes a lobster fisherman.
I can keep it anonymous.
Okay, I was going to say
You guys,
because I had like bonus points for the whole photo shoot thing for our KYX pictures. The conversation we had about keeping her out of that part.
that is true. That's true. Plus,
I'd rather not lose grace on that one.
We're completely anonymous right now. Nobody's ever gonna know.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
We'll just edit this out.
It's
Yeah.
true.
We're anonymous now.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Can't tell who we are.
Yeah, you don't know who I am.
So something kind
Good
of
work.
big landed on my lap. I wanted to tell you guys about, and I actually, honestly, I need some opinions on. I need you guys to check out some pictures. There was a
Going full screen.
there was a Steve sighting down in Kentucky. I'm not sure if the pictures are real, but apparently someone spotted the Steve Squatch out in the woods, and I was hoping you guys would take a look and just give me your your first impressions. What do you think? You know, is this a hoax? Is this real? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So here you go. I'm gonna start hitting them. You guys tell me when to switch pictures. How's that? All right, so here we go. So that's the first one. I mean, you can kind of see something back there.
I'm going to go ahead and say right now that I don't see a red circle.
Oh, is it like, can you not see anything because there's no red circle?
There's no red circle.
Oh,
I can't.
shit. I could have added them in. I just didn't think about it.
Yeah.
So you don't see anything in that at all? Like that's just trees,
Branches.
branches. Tyler, what do you see anything or?
I think I see something, but it's very.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It kind of looks like there. I mean, that could be tree stumps back there. Like it looks
Yeah.
like it could be a guy maybe, but I don't know.
So, okay, I see something,
Yeah.
but it's a upper left-hand corner, not quite fully in the left-hand corner. It looks like there's a baby Shrek doll on a branch.
I do see that. Okay. That's weird. That's
Yeah.
weird that you pointed that out. And I see that. Okay.
And down here in the pile of debris on the left-hand
Yeah.
side, there
Okay.
appears to be a rather large pair of brass knuckles.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Do you
Yep,
see it?
I do. Yeah.
I
yeah,
see it. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
Well,
I'm good with this one. How about you, Tyler?
moving on or
Oh, yeah.
All right,
okay. Here we go. All right. So here we have. It looks like another shot of the same area. I think same area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Possibly could be something in this. I'm not really seeing much.
Okay. So there is a gray colored dorm sized mini fridge in the top right behind the green tree.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. I'm seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really seeing any tracks or anything. I mean, Steve Squatch sightings are kind of rare, you know, and then when they do come up, you gotta really dissect them. So we can't just take their word for it that there was a Steve sighting. Okay.
Right.
We have to be fair about this.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna
I was wanting to share my screen real quick.
oh sure.
Okay, sharing my screen.
Do I need to take this picture down?
Probably here in a second.
Okay. I'm gonna pull this down.
You guys see it?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can do a little adjustmentating.
Okay.
Let's do let's do color balance.
Okay.
Go to red,
Mm.
shadows, highlights.
Oh wow, yeah.
I don't know. There's something
So
there.
there's something there.
Yeah, like it seems like I don't know if you see my cursor.
We do.
See something like right there.
Okay. All right.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
it looks like maybe a Chinese spy balloon.
It could, yeah.
It could be. It could.
I mean, it looks like it's just being inflated for the first time. Like it's still little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's go to the next one and see what we see here. Oh, this is another shot. Looks like they backed up a little bit further. Maybe they were getting back away from what they thought was a Steve Squatch. I'm not real sure about this one. I mean, that tree in the middle there, that's where the object that Tyler highlighted, that could have been, that could be anything. That could be a small dog, maybe, or a large possum or raccoon.
Yeah. Okay.
Wearing a coat. I don't know. Okay.
Could be.
Let's go to next here. I don't really see anything going on here.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me get an exit full screen here. I think we see one of our friends, and it's in the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Closest to the left there. I believe he's sitting down with his back to us. And I'm going to take over for 1 second, Denny, and I'm going to let you take back over.
Oh, okay.
Right. I see our friend.
Oh, there he was.
Yep. There he is.
Yep, there he is.
That was him on the side there. All right. I'll let you take back over because you know where you were.
Okay. I think I was there. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there he is. There's our friend, Mr. Gilly.
Yeah, he's over there. I see him right there on the left. Yeah. All right.
This time he's holding a stick instead of a rifle, though. That's a little weird.
Yeah.
All right. Carry on.
Moving right along here. Let's see. Next one. There's something odd about this picture. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but do you see the dirt like down there to the right? It looks like it's almost sandy. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really dry. But this
It might be
log
quicksand.
close to us.
Tyler.
I don't.
It might be quick.
We don't.
I don't know why we brought that up. I mean,
there's no need.
I'm sorry. Like I'm just trying to
Oh,
point out things.
I don't even want to look at this picture anymore now. But see how dry that is, and then look at this log here.
Yeah.
The log closest to us is clearly wet. That indicates a full-on Photoshop job.
Yeah.
So let's keep going. I don't see anything weird in that picture. I don't see any beings or whatever. This one kind of more of the same. I mean, if there was a guy or something in this picture, we would know it instantly. And I'm thinking it's Parastevia dolia. It's when you look at something and you just instantly think it's Steve.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last one is one of the footprints. That's the footprint that he left behind. It's kind of very splayed, a lot of big toes there.
That's the normal kind of anatomy of a Steve Squatch.
That is.
He kind of sprawl, like he fans out his toes to grip a little bit better.
He does, yeah. And each individual toe is curled, and only the tip of each toe is putting down into the dirt when he walks. I don't know why, but the last one is possibly a battle between Steve Squatch and a turkey, I think. I don't know who's winning here, but it looks like Steve won. And that's why we couldn't see him.
What are you talking about? I don't see any. There's a bird that's randomly floating upside down.
That is a turkey identifying as a bat.
It's in a dive bomb.
Ah, even better.
Oh,
it's
man,
dive bombing inverted like Maverick and Top Gun.
It's a really good shot. Like I can't.
Yeah, that's lucky. That is lucky. You got to be quick. So. Yeah, so hey, you guys watching this? Yeah, we're having fun. Buddy of mine, Steve, who's a fan of the show, sent those in to me. But the point of this was not just to kind of whatever, joke around, but also there's a good exercise to be had here. See how hidden he is, and he did these on purpose. He walked like Sasquatch, and he did this on purpose to get a sense of just how hard it is to see something in the woods. And they're pretty close to him. They're very close to him.
Especially like if he wasn't wearing like the jacket or anything, something that had fur would have been a little bit more difficult. Like even the one picture I think we were just talking, this one. If you really didn't know the pictures before, you probably could have noticed that right off the bat, but
yeah,
it's like if you wasn't really like scrolling through shit and you were like, oh, okay, yeah, there's a guy right there in the middle.
Right.
It's like, but if it had fur, like there's a chance that like it could blend in the back. I really wish I would have saved this one picture. It was showing pictures of owls blending in.
Yeah. Didn't I send that into the chat?
I don't know if that was you or I saw it on my Facebook, but
no.
Yeah.
I sent it to our Facebook chat and pinned it, I believe. So if you wanted to pull that up right now, you could probably have it.
If you guys want to continue, I'll try to find it.
Yeah, there's a definite benefit to being able to break up your silhouette, your profile, and what I find interesting about this particular picture you got up right now is that his legs are gone.
Yeah.
Like the only reason that there's a guy standing there is because the coat is a solid color.
Yeah.
And nothing in nature is a solid color.
All right.
Not like that. There's solid colors. That log is black, but that log is black with a little bit of tan, a little bit of green.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like in nature, all these things, everything is a pattern, but it's always random.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's like look the detail. Like at first when I saw it, I could tell that there was an owl there because I saw the word owl.
Right.
Like, cause I was like, oh, okay, now I'm looking for that shape of like the most common shape of an owl. But like, look at the textures versus the wood, like even the light, like because you can see that this tree is partially dead on the ends where it's been broken, and then and it looks like it's blending so well with that. So I feel like that's kind of like what we're saying is that
there's an even better one in there too. I think there's one. I wish I knew which one it was.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about because I just found it because it looks good.
Yeah, it's like I remember we're scrolling through and being like, holy crap. I can't even see this thing.
I always wonder looking at these is like if this owl lands on like a tree that's really young and vibrant and just green all over. I mean, isn't this camouflage kind of fucking like isn't it kind of pointless?
Right.
Like you're like, oh, look at that owl that looks like a piece of dead wood sitting on that bright green tree. Like he's not blending in at all, you know what I mean? Or does the owl know to go to shit like that? Does he like, oh, dude, I look like this. This looks like me. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it literally looks like he's like his head. Somebody carved that into the side of the tree.
Yeah.
Go one picture down from that in that same article.
But even like this one.
Oh, yeah, the one in the sticks.
If you move the camera 45 degrees to the left on the horizontal, wouldn't you just see a gray and brown owl like with a green backdrop?
Right.
Like, oh, isn't this only like good for prey that's in this direction? Yeah, that's kind of where I was at with that. Is like what blends in 360? Like what blends from all angles? Like I don't know that there is anything. Is there? Like that guy clearly found the best spot to hang out.
Yeah. Right behind a metal band logo.
Yeah, and that's an important thing we should bring up real quick, guys. Let me pause on this. Is death metal bands, when you're done using your logo, throw them away. because this stuff gets tangled up in animals' tree, you know, in their antlers and their around their necks. You know, we have to be responsible death metal guys. Come on.
Right.
You
know? That's pretty good. I like that. I don't know. I mean, I think some of these guys here, actually nail it with their the 360s. Have you seen some of these, like
like the ghillie suits?
Where you're watching a video of a pasture and then the guy
Yeah.
just stands up and you're like,
Yeah, whoa, yeah.
You know.
And that, go ahead, Tosh.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just about to say I used to really watch watch a lot of the airsoft and people that are in ghillie suits, and dude, they're like literally like the guy has a GoPro on and he's laying down and these guys are literally walking up to him. Like literally almost his boot is at his face.
Yeah.
And he pops off shots, gets the guys. It's like, man, yeah, like camouflage, like it's crazy good. Like in the best is natural. Something that's grown by an animal.
Yeah. I know with ghillie suits, especially, I mean, the ghillie suit is designed to break up your silhouette because we naturally look for silhouettes of people, like we're programmed to. So to break up the silhouette of a man is the ultimate camouflage, you know, especially since the snipers, they shoot from crazy distances.
Yeah.
So he's already shooting where the bullet hits before you even hear the report, and his silhouette's completely broken up. You can't even tell he's there. And I can't help but wonder with a lot of the sightings of, you know, like the Sasquatch sightings and things like that, if it's honestly just a dude in a ghillie suit. You know what I mean? I got one thing to tell you guys about that Steve relayed to me. Okay. Steve, if you're listening to this or watching it, I'm sorry if I screw up the story, but him and his dad were hunting and he saw a bunch of like raccoons going into a tree, a fallen tree. He called it the Widowmaker, right? Big ass tree. These little raccoons went into this tree and he was like, oh, I'm going to scare these raccoons out. And he started to like throw stuff at the tree to try to scare them out of it or whatever. And he tried to mess with them. The next thing you know, they like wouldn't come out. Like they were in there like pissing on themselves and stuff like that to like, you know, get the scent out to get rid of predators or whatever. Or maybe he just scared the piss out of them. I have no idea. But he said he eventually grabbed a big ass like log, and started beating the shit out of this tree. And he made the joke like, oh God, they're probably thinking that Sasquatch is out here knocking on the tree, like trying to get them. And I thought that was funny, but at the same time, it made me think of something. Steve's out in the middle of nowhere, beating on this tree. Probably, you know, like, come on, get out of there, you know. Ah! Now, like, say a couple miles away, what is somebody hearing?
They're hearing wood knocks.
They're hearing tree knocks and probably hearing a muffled, distorted sound, you know, of him yelling or talking. You know, they're hearing weird noises coming from across the. So I'm like, there's probably going to be a whole Sasquatch hunt looking for you because they heard that and they thought, whoa, man, there's something out there knocking on the trees, man. There's something crazy. I'm just saying, it's like there's got to be a human accountability for a lot of these. That has to be acceptable. You know?
Right.
There's like, you know, I've made this statement multiple times. I don't believe that there could ever be a population of that many. There's just no way. But if there was a few somewhere way up northwest somewhere, I could maybe get behind that. But I do think that people do hear and experience something weird, right? What if I'm being very generous here. 33%. A third. 33.3 is other humans. Maybe not hoaxing you, but doing shit that's relaying to you and you're perceiving it in a different way.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
you don't have context. You know, you're standing out there in the middle of the woods, you start hearing something banging on a tree. Steve's a big dude. I imagine if he swings a branch at a tree, it's gonna be loud as shit and probably scary as fuck.
Well, I mean, not only that, think about, okay, so you've got an area that's well known as a hot spot for Bigfoot sightings, right?
Yeah.
So you've got Bigfoot hunters on this ridge top looking for Bigfoot, and you got Bigfoot hunters on this top looking for Bigfoot. These guys start knocking trees. They hear it. They start knocking trees back. You know, how many of these have been, you know, just Bigfoot hunters, you know, tricking each other, not even knowing it?
Yeah. That to me should be a rule. Like, hey, look, no fucking woo, none of that shit. Don't do it. And no tree knocking. You know what I mean? Don't tree knock and don't be whooping out there. Because we don't want to get mixed anything. You know, if you go out looking, go in silence, go in stealth.
I mean, and think about like any other hunter, you know, like bird hunters. There's a very, 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 very few people who bird hunt that use their own, you know, mouths or hands or whatever to create the noise to draw in the bird. They almost always use like a mouthpiece or a box or something of that nature. Animals are not easily fooled by other animal sounds being made by humans because we don't sound like the animals.
Right. And that's a big portion of like wildlife scientists. There's a big thing where I hear this a lot when I listen to other shows and when I research myself, you know, and they say, well, we got to get the science out here. We got to get the wildlife scientists to get on board with this whole Sasquatch hunt. Here's a big problem, guys. You guys out there, take note. If you're planning on researching Bigfoot, you're going to want to know this. If you get 30 people together and you all go out in the woods and you're talking and you're stepping, okay, 30 people in the woods is not a great idea anyway. There's nothing that's going to make you stealthy.
Right.
Any wildlife scientist in the world, when they approach a species that they've never approached before, they are doing it in complete stealth because they want to get as close as possible without it noticing. They cover their scent. They approach from downwind. They don't, you know, they're not walking through the woods, hiking with their cameras and their video cameras and their sticks hitting on things. If there was anything out there, not only are you broadcasting like, I got to get the fuck out of here, but they can probably hear you from so far away that they could walk out the other direction before you ever get close. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be, what he called about this, like oppositional towards people who are enthusiastic. By all means, man, get outside, go look for Sasquatch. I hope you find them. I want you to. The problem is that if you listen to a lot of these researchers, field researchers, they're going out there in big groups. They're hanging out, they're singing Kumbaya, and then they're going as loud as possible into the woods, making as much noise as they can. And
they freaking tailgate. Look at all of the big events where they go. Yeah. They got all their trucks circled up. They're all partying around a little campfire. You know what I mean? Like they're tailgating.
Yeah. It's not a research expedition. It's a fucking party. Yeah. So the science community is never going to take that serious. You got to get out there and put some actual research in, put some time in. You know, you could party any other time, but if you're constantly going out there and you make it into a party, make it into a joke, well, guess what? It's a fucking joke then. I hate to be that guy, but somebody has to be. Somebody's got to wake everybody up here. 'Cause, dude, I want to fucking see a Bigfoot. But if I go see a Bigfoot, dude, I'm probably never going to tell anybody that I went. If I found something, then I'll tell you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a little messed up. I would hope that you at least tell us.
Well, I had you guys just automatically included by proxy because I don't want to do it by myself. But
and you need
I
me
imagine we
as
wouldn't be
decoy.
out there. Yeah. Somebody has to draw him in, Tyler. I've got this like awesome Bigfoot suit. It's kind of like the Bugs Bunny trick. It's like got the bow and the little like dress. You know what I mean? Don't worry. You're going to be, once he gets close, he's going to realize you're not a Bigfoot.
I'm just picturing the gorilla from Looney Tunes. Well, she's got Bugs Bunny.
You don't whoop in the woods though. You got to be like, ooh, ooh. Like you knock
amazing.
a little bit, but it's got to be like a little. Ooh. Bigfoot's gonna be sitting there like, ooh. Yes, once he discovers that Tyler's not another Bigfoot, chances are Tyler's going to get into a little bit of a tussle. Fully confident it'll be fine.
Right.
Next thing you know, I'm going to be like doing our shows in like a full body cast. Welcome back, guys, to your Kentucky X-Files.
But what we will have is some awesome footage of Tyler battling it out with a Bigfoot.
Getting my ass kicked.
I'd like to leave it at battled for now because we don't know. What if you're the sleeper in the situation? Like Bigfoot thinks he's got you, and then all of a sudden you pull out some freaking moves, man.
I mean, that's true. Like Bigfoot might not be able to throw hands.
Yeah. What if he saw bark?
Right.
You know? You might be the first guy to ever choke a Bigfoot out.
What the heck are you guys saying? You make it sound like he's like, I do not do violence. I'm a pacifist
I mean, he
and a
might be.
vegetarian.
Yeah. Plus, it's not our job to talk you down from this.
Hey, maybe Bigfoot, keeps in contact with his cousin, the Yeti. His Yeti is, where he's from.
Yeah.
Maybe Bigfoot picked up the religion. Maybe he's Buddhist.
He's Zen.
He's
that
all
is
Zen.
weird, isn't it? It's like that's a relatively peaceful belief system over there, right? And they pretty much accept the Yeti, but the Yeti is known to be kind of a bastard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I've always thought it was because of his size.
Like, are
if you've
you
ever-
threatening my inner oneness? Ah! And he just like comes out at you.
But it's just like dogs. Like, have you ever the biggest, scariest looking dogs always are the most gentlest. But like a Chihuahua is the meanest fucking thing around.
What if there's like a little tiny Sasquatch and how mean that would be?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Yeti is depicted as being very short, almost human size.
Well, I mean that, and he's in the coldest fucking climate.
He's probably grouchy. I'm grouchy when I wake up cold.
We've already had, see, this shows came full circle.
Maybe Yeti's wife is turning off the heater in the middle of the night.
I mean, how aggravated would you be if you were like a super primate and other versions of you were like 8-9 foot tall and you're stuck down at like 6'3" and the snow is like 4 foot deep. So everywhere you go, you're dragging your nuts through the snow, just thinking about all the other Sasquatches being big and out of the snow, and then some jackass comes up the mountain, it is North Face coat, and it's just like you had enough.
Yeah.
With his Yeti cooler.
Yeah, with his Yeti cooler.
Oh God, yeah. So the Yeti wasn't like out to attack him. It was just they caught him on the wrong day.
Right.
Every
day. Yeah, every
day is the wrong day to mess with Yeti. Wow. Maybe that's why they didn't go with messing with Yeti.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, why didn't Jack's Links ever don't mess with the Yeti?
Yeah. What else we got? We got other stuff, don't we? We gotta.
We got to get off this tangent.
Let's get out. Yeah, we got to get out of this.
Somebody actually called us out on that too. We were all over the place last
I
night.
don't think they called us out. I think they enjoy when we're all over the place. At least one listener did. I saw that comment.
I feel like there are like they enjoy us just jumping back and forth on topics because
I
we
was
go off.
cracking up over one of those comments, and I can't remember which one it was, but
I can't either.
if I
I
can
know. I
find
think it
it.
was from Travis.
Oh God, let me. Oh yeah, the comment was his question. What happens when the reactor from hell does have the said catastrophic failure? I'm like, I responded with big bada boom. Big, and he hashtagged his comment hashtag butter noodles hashtag murderer. So
Nice.
hopefully my cousin Scotty's been keeping up with the shows, so he knows that I've been talking all this shit about him. Yeah, it is, though. We have to be, guys. We don't script anything, if you couldn't tell. So this is how conversations go out. You know, you're hanging around, you drink a few beers, you never know.
Right.
1 minute you're talking about whatever. The next minute you're talking about dressing your buddy up as a lady Bigfoot, drawing a Sasquatch. Yeah, it's Tuesday night.
We're just not scripted.
Yeah. Tyler gone. So yeah, what do we got, Josh? You had something, didn't you?
I do. I have an article from 1897 that I found, and when I first found it, I didn't believe it to be true at all. I thought it was a hoax, and then I found a whole lot more information in other locations of it.
Do we need the time travel music?
Yeah, give me the little.
All right, which one was it? I can't remember.
I don't know. Just hit one. We'll call it that.
I don't think that was it.
I don't think I see it. I feel like I'm about to be swooned by one of you.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move on from this because I can't remember which is which.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think it was actually that one.
Hold on, I gotta. Oh yeah.
That takes us back in time.
I mean, let's say it does. So I found this article. A windmill demolishes it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get this out of the way so your pretty faces, or do you want me to leave it up so you can read it too?
I like how you can see Tyler peeking around it down there.
Right. Yeah. So
we're just so good at this.
Right. All right. So Aurora, Texas, April 17th.
Yeah.
All right. About 6 o'clock in the morning, the early risers of Aurora were astonished at the sudden appearance of an airship which had been sailing through the country. It was traveling due north and much nearer to Earth than ever before. Evidently, some of the machinery was out of order, for it was making a speed of only 10 or 12 miles an hour and had gradually settling towards Earth. It sailed directly over the public square, and when it reached the north part of town, collided with the tower of Judge Proctor's windmill, went into pieces with a terrific explosion, scattered debris over several acres of ground, wrecking the windmill and water tank and destroying the judge's flower garden. This just feels like an old article, right?
Yeah.
A judge's flower garden gets destroyed, and it's newsworthy. I love this.
What was the year of the article? I'm sorry.
1897.
All right.
The article date is April 19th. The event was the 17th. Not quick on the draw with the news that back then, were they? The pilot of the ship is supposed to have been the only one aboard, and while his remains were badly disfigured, enough of the original has been picked up to show that he was not an inhabitant of this world. That was worded weird, but I'm not paraphrasing. Mr. T.J. Weems, the United States Signal Service officer at this place and an authority on astronomy. So it's kind of like a wavy picture of a newspaper. I'm trying to read it here.
Yeah.
Gives it as his opinion that he was a native of the planet Mars. All right. Everybody was a Martian back then, remember?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right. Papers found on his person, evidently the record of his travels, are written in some unknown hieroglyphs and then cannot be deciphered. The ship was too badly wrecked to form any conclusion as to its construction or motive power. It was built of an unknown metal, resembling somewhat a mixture of aluminum and silver, and it must have weighed several tons. The town is full of people today who are viewing the wreck and gathering specimens of the strange metal from the debris. The pilot's funeral will take place at noon tomorrow. So they gave this alien
Yeah.
a Christian burial, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't really believe it until I found this. This is the historic marker from Aurora Cemetery. And it clearly says in there about the spaceship wreck,
Wow.
right?
What?
It's pretty wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. The legend that the spaceship crashed here, it gets really blurry and it's hard to read, but it talks about the spaceship wrecking directly into that, or directly onto this. Fucking wild stuff, man. I don't even know what to make of it other than if it's a spoof piece, it's done really well. But I believe that this is actually an article that existed.
Yeah.
You know, I got a better picture of this here. Okay, here we go. Let me save this image. All right, save. And I'm going to add this into our show.
Okay.
And
Here's a related. Okay.
all right.
November 1876 to May 1897. Mysterious large airships powered by propellers and decorated with electric lights were reported flying in California, Texas, and Great Lakes states of the U.S. Who built these crafts and for what purpose? April 1897, John Haley and Adolph Wenke of Springfield, Illinois, reported a flying craft of similar type whose, and it's in quotes, pilot told them that it was a new invention flown at night to attract less attention. The pilot stated he had left Quincy 100 miles to the west only 30 minutes earlier, an impossibility for aerial objects of the time. Similar objects were reported in Indiana, where the crew were making a on-the-spot repairs. The pilot was tracked down by the press in Martinville, where he made the statement that he had the airship in Brown County undergoing repairs and 3 machines flying in central states of the United States. While many reports of the time were out undoubtedly hoaxes dreamed up by local newspaper editors to increase circulation, there remains some tantalizing unexplained facts. In April 1897, for more than 30 minutes, a huge airship was witnessed by jurors, judges, and lawyers who had gathered outside the courthouse in Harrison, Nebraska. It had a bright white light and colored lights around it. It was oval shaped with a box-like structure hanging from it and propellers at the stern. To this day, though well documented, there has been no explanations for this sighting.
And what year was that?
That was 1897.
Okay, so all of these happened 6 years before the Wright brothers flew their first plane.
Yeah.
Which is in and of itself kind of interesting, you know.
It is weird, yeah. I mean, the Wright brothers, they made planes. They made aircraft that could use air pressure to lift.
Mm-hmm.
But like balloon technology was already kind of happening.
Right.
But 100 miles in 30 minutes in a balloon, is that even possible?
Right.
You know.
And for anybody that was asking, like Tyler did when we did a little pregame on this, the gravesite was apparently robbed in the 70s.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I'll read this little tidbit here. This is from History Daily, and it says the alien gravesite was robbed in the 70s. The gravesite of the unknown pilot was marked with a rock, and its location in the cemetery was common knowledge among people of Aurora. Kids would stop by and to see it and speculate about the spaceman buried below. In the early 70s, someone took a metal detector over the grave. The readings indicated that at least 3 large chunks of metal were buried with the pilot. Within a few years, however, the alien's headstone went missing. Then someone discovered a metal pipe protruding from the ground at the gravesite. The pipe was removed, and the site was metal detected again. This time, there were no hits for metal buried beneath. It seems as though the grave was robbed by someone or a group of people, but why?
Yeah. Get rid of whatever was there. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's just a guy flying a balloon, why get rid of, like, why take the body? Why would it be a big deal?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I found it to be pretty damn interesting.
It is interesting. I like I'm really having fun with the UFO topic lately. If you guys out there couldn't tell, I've been gathering up as much as I can, and historical sightings are like awesome.
Yeah.
One thing people bring up is like, did you ever notice that the historical sightings are saucers?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's not entirely true. Not all of them were saucers.
This wasn't depicted as a saucer. All of the artwork from way back when was showing it as more of a tube,
Like the cigar shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of the pictures show it like a saucer. This one looks more like an A-bomb, honestly.
Hang on one second. Let me see if I can bring up this picture of some of these historic flying machines. Oh, you know what? Here, let me share my screen real quick.
All right.
That's what I was just about to ask. Like, do we have any records of like flying machines prior to? I know the Wright brothers like design, like that's the big thing. It was 1903. It's basically they kicked off the whole like airplanes and shit like that.
Yeah.
So other than what are the like air balloons, like what was capable of going that fast? Like how fast did he say it? You said it was, Josh.
It
15.
slowed way down. Yeah, it was doing like 10, 15 miles an hour.
But it was going faster at one point.
This
yeah,
says
but they didn't depict it.
1884 La France, the first fully controllable airship. You know, I don't know if I don't know how safe I would feel flying that.
Right.
I think this is just practicality. You can't find yourself a Dragon.
I was just about to say this is Dragon.
You put your little suit like thing on there, and you just fly it. Like that's
you guys play way too much Ark.
Keep it simple.
You cannot tell me that that's not a dragon. Like looks like a dragon.
I agree that it's a dragon, but like I mean, you straight to build a saddle for the Dragon.
Let's see. This one, I feel like this is kind of like a kite kind of deal. I feel like that's got to get going fast before that lifts.
Yeah,
there is a glider.
There is a possible earthly explanation for this, and they're not 100. I don't have I haven't got a chance to dig into this to see if it's accurate or not. But apparently, there was a secret group of aircraft builders called the Sonora Club or Sonora Aero Club that was experimenting with flying machines in California at the time of the Aurora crash.
Oh, damn.
So they're thinking maybe it was a whoopsie.
See that guy?
Yeah.
Balls of steel.
Yeah.
Balls of steel right there. That's what it looks like, America.
And there's probably not a lick of metal on that fucking thing. Probably only nails.
Yeah, he probably crashed that, got up, smoked a cigarette.
Pipe, probably.
Yep, look at that.
That's him, like, just getting up, like, God, I can't believe I lived.
Yeah, look at this, dude. You know how many OSHA violations are right there?
Yeah,
Right?
his leg could have got caught on that chain or that belt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What kind
But,
of like
hey, I
engine
mean,
does it have? Is that like a
I don't know.
one cycle?
But I mean that's pretty awesome, you know. Not to take away from the story of the town. I mean, it's incredible, but
Oh, that was part of the Wright brothers. That's what it said down at the bottom.
look at that thing, man.
I don't understand like what possessed somebody's like, hey, a square is aerodynamic.
Right. Oh my God.
That
Oh
just
yeah,
looks like a great plan.
that was the first idea for the helicopter.
Yeah. See, like that, you just hold that right there. And it just takes you wherever you need to go. That's, I mean, foolproof ideas.
Yeah.
You know. But hey, that's evolution. You try shit that doesn't work. You know how many of those guys tried airplanes back then and they crashed? Like, you know, they were like, hey, we got to go somewhere really high so we can get the wind and get the drop so we can get some flight in, you know.
Yeah.
You know how many of those guys you've heard about? Not many of them, because nature just kind of went, hey, you know what? Your design didn't work.
No, that reminded me of there was a movie that came out probably a couple years back. It was called Aeronauts. It was like to go up high, like it was for weather.
Oh yeah. I see
yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't know if because this the person that was with the meteorologist guy.
Yeah.
I guess she grew up around hot air balloons. She was kind of an entertainer.
Yeah.
I hope that a lot of that was embellished because this girl literally climbed up the side of the balloon.
Not embellished.
Oh my God!
They
no.
did that shit. They did it. People
'cause
still do it,
What,
by the way.
what was it? They had helium in it, right? Like or whatever.
Hot air.
Yeah.
Hot air
no.
to get
Yeah.
lift.
Just hot air.
Yeah.
And they would release it every periodically to control their flight.
Yeah.
To let them go down and stuff. And it got frozen because they were going too high.
Yeah.
And she literally I was like this, no.
Yeah, people
absolutely.
do it. They still do it. It's still going on. Balls of steel. Yeah.
Stupid.
Don't got them. Not me.
No, I can't even get on a fucking ladder.
You guys want to see what happened last week?
Sure.
It's still kind of related.
right.
Actually, I'd say really related. Last week there was a U.S. Senate committee to discuss some of these UFOs. They got together and they they talked about how weird it was. And look at this here. You can see this guy here pointing at some shit. He's like, if you look at the screen right here is where the UFOs happened. They basically went through to discuss how many of these sightings and recordings were actually viable.
Okay.
Like what was viable, what was actually weird, you know what I mean? What, are the objects, are they actually still unidentified, or have they been, is there any theories on them since, you know what I mean? Anything that had like remarkable flight characteristics. What else did they talk about? Any kind of readings that anybody picked up on them, like some of the speeds that we talked about, all that stuff. The behavior patterns of them, like if there was multiple sightings going on at the same time, everything they could possibly do to spend a few hours hearing themselves talk about UFO stuff. Because I honestly don't know that anybody really got anything out of this, because nothing else was released afterwards. All we know is that poor President Biden was super upset that he didn't get to see a UFO. Just, that's the face of a man who is clearly Very disappointed he didn't get to see one.
You know, he kind of looks like a previous guest on the show.
Does he? Oh yeah. Wow, they do have almost the same thing going on there. Like,
It's fucking uncanny.
well, now we know why the blobfish is upset. He didn't get to see a UFO. I feel bad for him. I hope he gets to see one. You know, I hope he gets to see one. You know, if he's out there and he happens to hear this, you know, you should keep looking at the sky, buddy.
Mhm.
You might get lucky. You know. Other thing that happened over the last few days, the Aurora Borealis visited 30 states. Unfortunately, for Kentucky's weather said. So what we got to see was a bunch of clouds that were ushering in more cold and hot and snow and storms at the same time because Kentucky's bipolar as shit.
That's true.
So 30 states got to see a remarkable sight in the sky if they were lucky enough to have clear skies. The Aurora Borealis traveled all the way down because of a very intense G5, I think they said, geomagnetical storm from the sun, from a solar flare. It just happened to be aimed at Earth. Super cool. Didn't get to see it. I wanted to film it and have a clip to show you guys, but you know, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So upsetting. Hopefully I can find some recordings people made and stick them on maybe one of the next episodes if I can find anything. And I'm just really jealous of the people that get to see it all the time, man. I was so excited. I was so excited to see it because I'm like, when am I ever going to have the chance to see this like magnificent show? That's like unbelievable. You know, it's just absolutely beautiful. See, I feel like him. I feel like him. I understand. You know, actually though, when it was happening, I was like this. Fucking clouds.
I love that. I love that you have clouds on your thing too. That's funny.
Tie-ins.
Tie-ins.
Look at that. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. Hopefully some people out there got to see it. I'd love to hear some comments and, you know.
Well, I got one thing that I can throw in there.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
No,
is it not that? Are we saving it?
I'll say that for later. But I wanted to throw this to because we have what we've been talking about. Okay, this is a picture of the. Hold on, what's the? I can't remember. I had the name right here. The Western Brook. The Western Brook, radio scope.
Oh, okay.
In the Netherlands.
Wow. Holy shit.
Apparently, we are left. Okay, scientists think that aliens are trying to contact Earth from distant 5 new recording bursts from space.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, this place, this radio scope in the Netherlands caught 5 basically radio burst. I think what they called them, fast radio bursts, FRBs.
FRBs.
Yeah, FRBs.
That's terrible. I like Arby's.
I got good curly fries.
Okay.
But yeah,
that is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Was it
so they've received the signals?
Yeah, they said 3 out of the 5 breached the Triangulus galaxy on their approach to Earth. This spiritual galaxy is approximately 2.73 million light years away from Earth.
Oh wow. So I know. I mean, I know what those guys are looking for.
Hmm.
Uh, they call it technosignature.
Hmm.
I know that probably sounds like a new type of genre, but
Yeah.
it's basically it's a frequency that's going to come from an intelligent civilization that uses
Yeah.
technology. You know,
They said, yeah, astronomers discovered 5 FRBs
technosignatures. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
within 5-week period in 2019.
Wow.
They said that these had traveled through space for almost 4 billion years.
Dude.
That's
So
incredible.
that's fascinating, but I can't help but wonder, like, what are they? Do we think they're like still out there? Like they sent that.
Yeah, I don't know. I really feel like it's one of those things. Remember, like back in the day where we made time capsules, but the people forgot about them and they're just still buried out there somewhere.
Yeah.
So I really feel like that probably happened. They probably like, hey, let's see if there's like other life forms out there. Send out a signal. Years go by. They raise their family. Like those kids raise their family,
Yeah.
so on and so forth, and just never really like. Shh.
I
Like,
wonder, like, I can't, like, I wonder when they calculate the distances and time of how long it's been traveling, if they're using like general relativity. If they're like, you know, it's 4 billion years,
yeah.
but time's kind of funny out there. You know what I mean? Some places time goes a little faster than others. So, and
What was
I don't know
that?
if you guys have been paying attention to recent findings, but I mean, it's like every month they're discovering that shit they thought was how it worked is not how it works.
Right.
You know, so
Doesn't time speed up closer to the sun?
It's
Or is it
because
slow down?
yeah,
think it.
more gravity, time
Yeah.
speeds up. Yeah,
Yeah, because
that's probably wrong.
I can't, well, no. What was it? Shit. Yeah. More. No, I think it slows down. It's like quicksand.
I'm gonna look it up.
We don't know. But yeah, there was one of the people from the Western Brook Radioscope,
Got it.
Eric
Okay. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Eric who is from the Netherlands, radio
Eric cholesterol.
Eric Cholesterol,
Yeah.
commented on the improvements to the Western Brook as follows. One cannot just go, but the proximate electronics you need for this. We designed most of the systems ourselves with a large team. The results in a state of the art machine, one of the most powerful in the world. I feel like what they're trying to say is that a guy in his basement is not going to go, like, if there is a Radio Shack out there, he's not going to fucking put this together to make these for them, like to hoax it.
Okay.
So I feel
Right.
like that's what he's trying to get at. That's what I was thinking. So
Gotcha. All right. Real quick, I'm gonna share this so you guys can see what I'm seeing. All right. So time dilation is a physics concept about changes in the passage of time caused by general relativity. A clock in outer space moves more quickly than a clock on Earth. Heavy things like planets create gravitational fields that slow down time nearby. So there you go. If it was traveling for 4 billion years, there's kind of a chance that it wasn't
Okay.
traveling that long.
okay, so with that being said, I have maybe a stupid question.
Yeah.
You were saying that a clock in space will move faster or slower depending on where it is because of gravity in space. So
The closer
Did
to a
we-
planet, it's
yeah,
going to be slower.
yeah, closer to a planet, it's going to be slower.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is there a chance that like when we were designing clocks, did we have that in mind? Do you feel like we had that in mind, the time and
No
stuff?
way. Nope.
No.
Because like how do we know that right now is this time? It's because we are.
You
Well,
can
I
same
know
as
it's
your
digital
calendar.
now.
Well, you cannot ask that question at 1 hour and 4 minutes into an episode.
Okay, sorry.
I like
Maybe
I
we're-
like how that joke kind of like linked up there. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Time dilation, we're gonna have to go into that one because I really do feel like it's a key to all this. You
Yeah.
know?
So, and that's another thing. Before we go, like we've always talked about, like going to another planet, like just for our like our survival.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that we keep saying that it will take us this long to get there? Is there a chance that it actually could take us less because of time dilation?
Yeah.
Because we're only
just-
basing our math on
All
what
right.
we
It's gonna
know
be
now.
a very careful it's gonna be a very careful science to go to a different system because you fly too close to something, you're screwing yourself over.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You can't be like, hey, there's this gas giant over here. We're going to catch an orbit around it on our way to where we're going. No, because there's a good solid chance that by the time you catch that orbit in slingshot, like 50 years have passed.
Right.
Like you just can't. Like you gotta, it's there's going to be all kinds of things that
So
affect
you
it.
kind of like, so you were saying is like maybe it'd probably be our best interest is conventional thrusters or something, like if this new engine that we talked in the previous episode, that will probably, we have to use that. We can't use assist or
I'm
anything
saying
of that nature.
If you go like, let's say that everything goes as planned, and we're 2,000 years into the future, all right, and humankind is spread out all over the place. I'm saying that if you meet up with someone in space, the chances of your ages being close to the same are like 0. Because someone you might meet in a space bar or somewhere and be like, hey, what's going on, man? And they might be like, hey, how you doing? I'm good. Like, how long you been out here, man? Oh shit, like God, 8 years, I think. Like, oh, like, when were you born? Oh, I was born in the year 3010. Oh wow, really? I was born in 2870. Time's funny out here, though. It's gonna be like where you spend your time. If you go to a planet and live there for 10 years, you really don't know.
It's
You
like,
won't know until you get context. It's fucking.
what was that? What was that one movie? Interstellar.
Yeah.
Every like minute or hour is 7 years back on Earth.
Yeah. See, that's
So they were
the kinda
just
shit
like,
you gotta be careful of. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of like good Neil deGrasse stuff you can actually
Yeah.
download and listen to based on this, like his audiobooks. They're fascinating. He has a great way of explaining it in like very, very like
layman's terms.
where I'm sitting there like, dude, am I getting smarter
Yeah.
by listening to this dude?
He's definitely got a way of explaining stuff that's like, let's help the dummies.
Bless his heart, man. All right, guys. I definitely would like to come back to that topic though. Like,
Put a pin in that question, Tyler, because there's no way you can ask that this late into an episode.
I'm sorry.
This
I feel like
we would have had to take a food break.
Dude, I really feel like time dilation is going to be a major important factor in figuring out the UFO thing.
The way you made it sound too is that like years down the road, like thousands of years down the road, time dilation is going to be a pun or a joke. That's time dilation.
My time is dilated.
Go away, Biden.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that you guys got rid of my my one of I'm your buddy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mitch O'Connell.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell.
I'm your buddy.
O'Connell.
Mitch O'Connell.
I don't know.
All right, let's let them have their day, man. I think Neil deGrasse is out there making people smarter, and I think we're like a counter to his work. We're the other end of the spectrum. Send complaints. I love
Or
it.
leave it.
I'm just
or leave
covering
it
the
at
bases.
Or leave it at the bottom of the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thing.
That's even better.
comment.
Yeah, comment on the YouTube. All
Yeah.
80 you listening.
If you really hate this show,
on
just
YouTube.
just hit the thumbs down. Just hit it. Go for it.
Yeah,
Don't
do
care.
it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Thumbs
Okay.
down this video. All right, you guys out there, take care of each other. And we'll see you on the next one.
Mwah.
See you guys.
I wonder how much time is going to dilate before the next episode. I don't know why that cracks me up so much to look at. Like, it's like the timing too, you know, like, you know, it just pops it up, you know. I don't know.